Hi everybody, and welcome to Raising Vibrations with myself, Simon. Today guys, I'm going to be doing the full moon in Cancer report for you. And firstly, before I go ahead and actually do that, I'd like to tell you guys where I've been basically for the last couple of weeks and what I've been basically doing before I go ahead and share with you this full moon report. I've had to take a little bit of a time out in terms of to rethink the structure in which I've been doing this Raising Vibrations. It's really taken off, like loads and loads of subscribers have come onto the site. The writing in terms of from Wake Up World, as the Facebook group, and also the website and all the astrology that I've been doing has just blown up completely. And so therefore I've just been like overwhelmed, and I've needed to actually reconstruct it in a way that can actually support all the awesome souls that have chosen to actually learn astrology, you know, giving support on the YouTube channel, and of course through the writing as well. So that's where I've basically been. I just wanted to let you guys know that this channel is here to stay, and there's so much content that's coming your way. You have no idea, guys. I mean, I just have like the whole Uranus series to do. I'm going to be teaching you about how to understand the composite Plutos in the, you know, doing a series on that as well. You know, I've got the conjunctions and the aspects as well. So there's loads of cool stuff. And then there's also like lots of spiritual teaching that I want to integrate in terms of this channel as well. So loads of stuff coming your way, and I really hope that you know, you are interested in that sense, and stick with me along this journey as well, and that you're learning. You know, that's the biggest part of it here, that you're learning. This is a learning channel in that way. Great. Okay, guys. So the first thing that I want to do is let you guys know about the picture that I have on the left-hand side over there. As you guys know, I always like to take pictures that represent the essence of what the full moon was about, or the moon was about. And this is as above, so below, you know. It's such a beautiful picture because it's like you're looking at everything from the top, and then you're looking at it from the bottom as well. And it's such an important message that I need to get to you guys at this point in time, is that this full moon in Cancer has been intense. And it's obviously caused a lot of like emotional unrest. You know, we've really had to dig deep in terms of getting to the bottom of our spiritual aspects. You know, we've really had to get understanding about our distortions that exist within us. We've really had to feel completely and utterly grounded in some aspects of our lives as well. There's been a lot of change that's been taking place for us on that front as well. So this has been a really powerful full moon, and it's also obviously on the backdrop of the Capricorn new moon that took place. You know, because the essence of the full moon reflects the lessons in the Capricorn archetype. You know. So what I was writing about when it came to the new moon in Capricorn was about understanding the soul's purpose, and recognizing that a large part of what this month's cycle has been about is reconnecting with your roots, reconnecting with the space that is existing within you that manifests your outer vibration. You must recognize that in, you know, general astrology, you know, you guys, I'll slate that in this particular instance. General astrology will reflect that Capricorn, or the 10th house of Saturn, correlates to the sense of like your career. And that is an outward definition of who you are that reflects inwardly. But a large part of our like social engineering and the way that we've constructed our lives, etc., has been one where we've valued so much of that career that we've lost our identity from within. So this full moon has been really about trying to connect back deeply within yourself and understand what is the motivations. What are you doing that is creating this outward projection of yourself? And how is that reality then reflecting back to you who you essentially are? And how can you change that if you're looking to change that? So a lot of inspiration has come through in this particular instance because of the fact that we've got Neptune making trines to the moon in that sense as well. You know, and of course with the cardinal square that's taking place, the grand cardinal square. So this full moon has really been about reflecting inwardly and paying attention to what's there below, and then understanding that, and then re-emerging back into the surface when the sun moves into Aquarius, and understanding yourself from that perspective, okay? You can see my pointer over there, and all the information regarding this astrology chart. So this was the full moon chart, and I've basically I've taken this chart over here. It's different to the usual one that I do. However, my message is still going to be the same. As I said, I'm still busy trying to reconstruct, and I'm in the process of reconstructing Raising Vibrations and how I'm doing things. So what I've got over here is the astrology charts, and these are the things that I wanted to highlight to you guys. The first thing, obviously, with Pluto, I mean, this is huge in this sense, okay? The first thing is Pluto is in Capricorn, and as you guys know, the essence of what Pluto has been doing through Capricorn has been literally changing the nature of our reality completely. We have been inwardly having to reflect on what we are as a global community, and reflect on the nature of where our direction is going, and reflect on what we have created and what we have socially engineered. And Pluto's coming along and saying, that's not working, this is outdated, that's not working. And we're literally dissolving all definitions. Now, with Pluto moving into the placement of 13 degrees and the Sun being so potently conjunct that Pluto, the story here does not just end with Pluto, it's actually reflecting the retrograde of Jupiter. Because remember that Jupiter is actually in Leo, and Leo is the sign that rules the Sun, and the other way around. So what's transforming for us at this point in time is the fact that not only is this great transformation of our personal identities and personal expressions happening for us, we're also stepping into a space where we're really having to rekindle. Okay, when I say this rekindle, I mean in the sense of like looking at ourselves inwardly, moon, right, Cancer, inwardly, and reflecting in on us. That stimulates that Jupiter retrograde so that we can come to new thought forms that allow us to understand new ways in which we can creatively express ourselves that are not of the outdated way. So a big part of the Sun conjunct Pluto story is about actually reflecting back in on yourself and saying, how am I expressing myself? How am I looking at myself in the world, and how am I expressing that in a way that is allowing me to follow my dreams? You get this point I'm trying to make. So a big part of that journey is about trying to understand that special destiny and transforming it, letting Pluto get rid of all of the stuff that is no longer there anymore, all the outdated definitions. You must remember, guys, that when you create something, the structure in which you create that in, or use that to create that whatever it is that you have, is exactly how it will be. So if you've got a very small and limited perspective on something and you're trying to create something huge, it's impossible for you to create that hugeness because the structure or the thought process or the ideas are limiting the capacity in which you can create. So Pluto and the Sun are literally transforming those things, that are allowing you to then have that new expansion that will take place. Okay, so that's why Saturn will also be squaring that over there in that sense. I mean, this Saturn has been squaring that Jupiter for long periods of time, saying, hey guys, look, as much as we are really excited about a new direction, and we're excited about going in a different way, and we really want to creatively actualize ourselves, there's still so much that we have to ground in our physical reality before we can see that actually manifest itself. And if Saturn wasn't making that square to Jupiter, we would be off into the distance, completely and utterly thinking about the most random and abstract things possible that had absolutely nothing to do with our inward reality. So Saturn's been making some really, really hard, strong work at keeping us grounded in that sense, and helping us get rid of the fact that, excitement goes with the air, but we need to be practical at the same time. So a large part of that Saturn conjunct, or that Sun conjunct Pluto, and that Saturn repeating theme over there is about really trying to ground your belief systems and understandings and recognize where your limitations are, and then from there start to expand by confronting them in that sense. Now, a lot of you guys would have experienced incredible amounts of change and trauma, etc., and shocks and upheaval. Well, that would be natural because of the Uranus square Pluto experience, and obviously the Uranus square the moon. Whenever you've got the moon in Cancer squaring something in Aries, there's a natural anxiety of separation, because everything that has been known gives you a sense of comfort. And whenever you are experiencing a sense of comfort, you're experiencing a sense of empowerment, because there's nothing that's challenging or making you feel vulnerable. Now, with Uranus coming over here, conjuncting the South Node and squaring that moon, the most clearest message that's being said over here is that if you want to embrace this new change, if you want to go in this new direction, you need to be really, really jacked up, feeling a lot of courage and feeling really confident in yourself, and knowing that you need to let go of the past that is no longer hot and that is no longer keeping you in a space that can give you that manifestation, to break free from it and to allow the change to manifest in your life. And that natural square between Capricorn and Aries will stimulate that new growth. But you also feel a lot of rage and anger and blockage, because of the fact that if you're sticking to things, if you're holding on to things, then what's going to happen is that the square between Capricorn and Aries is going to say you're limited, you're stuck, and it's going to cause frustration. in that sense as well. So there's a lot of information about here about a new direction. There's a lot of information about obviously them all being in cardinal signs. The nodal axis itself is just saying this is the new direction you need to go into. And especially for Libras, you know, Pluto and Libra generation, anybody that's got the sun in Libra, anybody that's got any planets in Libra, this axis is going to be stimulating and structuring, you know, the nature of who you are and what you are. So there's massive change heading up for us, but you need to be grounded in your perspective, and you need to be really implementing a change in a way that is got a construction and a container that can hold this. And if it's not strong enough, you need to be thinking about how you're going to be changing that structure in that way. So it's about confronting your fears, confronting your limitations, and confronting your inner emotional attachments you have to things, and then letting them go in that way so that you can allow for Mars liberation to take place in that sense. Okay, so that's pretty much what this chart is trying to say in this sense, relative to the story I've been sharing with you guys and how Earth is changing at this point in time, or at least how we are changing in that way. Okay. You can see again, guys, that picture that I've got on the left hand side over there about the nature of as above, so below. Everything that is manifesting from within is a reflection outwardly, and everything that's an outwardly reflection is obviously from within, and that's how you can change that inner angle. So the point here that I'm trying to share with you guys in terms of this full moon article and this full moon message is to say to you that change is now happening. And the way that you need to get onto this change is by developing complete inner security and allowing that security to be with you, and to be vulnerable in that space for this newness to allow yourself to be in there. So to empty the old water cup and to allow the new water to flow into it and be ready for the change in that sense, so that you can express yourself in this way. And a lot of encouragement, guys, a lot of encouragement to be in the change in the world, to allow yourself to step into that space where whatever ideas you have, bring it out there, show us what it's about in that sense, okay? And allow that inward reflection that you have been reflecting on so much to really come to the surface and say, all right, okay, I'm changing. I'm letting things go that are no longer serving me anymore. This is a bad idea. Okay, I know it's going to be vulnerable. I know I'm going to feel insecure about it, but it needs to go in that sense. The change needs to happen in that way so the new karmic axis can happen for you guys. Okay? Fantastic, guys. I've loaded up some new videos on the YouTube channel, so don't forget to check those out as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also make sure that you are interested, or you know, if you're interested in the school that I'm busy or I'm going to be creating for you guys within the next week. Be sure to sign up for that. All the information is in the description below. In that sense, okay. Great, guys. Have a fantastic evening, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.